Alright, we're good now.
Alright. So I arrived at his house on May 23rd. And I wanted to throw this in here real quick. I know nobody cares about this idea that I had, but this is my channel, and this is where I get to put that idea, since I didn't get the chance to tell Richie why I was word vomiting all over his driveway and blubbering and crying like the bitch that I am. So, you know, after countless people said they were going to come to your house, you at no point said, don't do this. You had 3 weeks. You had 3 weeks to clear something up. In 3 weeks, how many people do you think downloaded that video or possibly drove by your house? People like, yeah, nothing happened. That you observed. You have no idea who could be stalking him right now. Like, you guys are paying attention to me. You're not thinking about, again, he's not taking any accountability. And it's not that I really want him to. I just want to point this out. Because it's not up to me to say what he should do. I can say what I would like and what I, you know, have had in mind, but it's his choice. I understand, and I really do, because you can, you know, and if I want to use the fact that I fall under the autistic spectrum, and I have a hard time understanding things and certain social stuff sometimes, and I always had. If I want to talk about my autistic spectrum and where I fall and the fact that mental illness does run in my family, if I want to use that as an excuse, that's my shame. And this, again, was an opportunity that was... It would have been really creepy if I had specifically bought plane tickets to see Richie. It would have been, you know, creepy if I had no plans to travel at all whatsoever and I just went off this video. But I was already planning on traveling to Florida for June 3rd. And he put this video out 3 4 weeks prior to June 3rd. And it fell completely in line with everything. And so rarely does everything just line up. It's
there, but like I said, maybe we were supposed to meet so that we would never meet again, so you just take that video down. But we were supposed to meet. You summoned me. And y'all can run with that too. That's fine. But, and I left. I did not trespass. I did not, like, stalk you. You know, I didn't record your house. I didn't record. I tried to respect not having anything on when I walked onto the property. I wanted to run into that cool little maze area and be like, this is the maze area that Richie was talking about, guys. I didn't do that. Obviously, I didn't do that because I don't want to get shot, but I didn't do that because I know that that would have been wrong. But if I have the opportunity to walk a line, I will, and I don't feel bad about it. I feel bad if you guys feel violated, and this is the part where I want to address you guys personally. I'm really sorry if I seemed unstable and I freaked you out. I wasn't sleeping for 2 days. I should have been, like, planning my sleep as I was traveling. But my father had arranged to have me over before your video existed for his birthday. We had already planned to go down there. So, I don't know. You probably just still think I'm a creep, but I didn't have, like, the normal stable life, and I'm trying to establish that for my family. Like, I didn't come from that. And believe it or not, this is all part of establishing normalcy. You can't see it right now because you can't see what I'm building if it doesn't all get torn down, but sometimes, you know, stability can come out of chaos, because I don't even know why I'm talking anymore. I don't even know why I'm talking anymore.
This bread has cranberries in it. It's turkey and cranberries and other things. It's good. When I'm experiencing distress, it's like everything that's upset me comes back, and then I start talking about that. And my father makes fun of it. He's like, you Yankees, you just like to tell everybody about your miseries, and it's like true, and I need to get over it. My dad doesn't do that, but I wasn't doing it to, like, guilt trip him and be like, you have to let me in because of this. It just started coming out. It's just word vomit. Like, and the whole time I'm like, stop saying these things. They have nothing to do with anything. It has nothing to do with the point. Why are you saying these things?
Dude, it just sucks. Like, I even said stuff that makes no difference whatsoever. It had nothing to do with the point, but I was just so upset, and I was like, man, And I think the reason why I say this is I absolutely did not want to talk about what I'm really going through. Like I have a lot of family stuff going right now in court, and talking about my family is very difficult for me. I'm always afraid I'm gonna be like, oh, this happened and this happened, and just say like the worst. I'll make a video about that, like my worst, like the hardest thing for me to say. And so instead, I started talking about like my mental illness, and like last like 4 years, I had 2 friends go to jail for not paying child support, and it
really sucks. Like, I know they did it. Like, I know they're the ones that like had the kid and didn't pay, but like, you literally will go to jail for not paying child support. Like, it's real. Like, you cannot just let that build up to $2,000. You'll go to jail. And I watched like 2 of my friends in 4 years go to jail for, I know it's not a lot, it's only 2, but it's like at 4 years it seemed like a lot. It's like, and then when it happens again after the first time, you're like, what the hell? Why aren't these people paying their child support? So you're missing your friend, but and it's just like people, my mom's. And then years before that, one of my friends went to jail for violating her probation, and I've known all my friends are going to jail for stuff, and it's just like, that sounds really bad, but that's probably what freaked them out. Like, well, if you associate with people that, and they probably thought I was like associating with like, I don't know. It probably sounded really bad at the time. Like, well, these are your friends, but they weren't tactics. It's just like word vomit. It just starts coming out, and I'm like, please stop. This has nothing to do with the point. And I don't know what I'm expecting. It's not like he's gonna go over there and be like, oh, that's all right. But for some reason, like, it just comes out like a child. Like, I'm expecting that, and I hate it because I can rationalize against it and be like, this has nothing to do with anything. These people don't want to hear this, and it's just like, I've gotten better over the years, like a lot better.
I wasn't intending on using tactics. I wasn't trying to guilt trip you. So, make yourself look as good as possible, but you're the one with 800,000 subscribers. I'm nobody. Remember, I'm just the one that did all the work, that didn't get congratulated, regardless of how creepy it was. You still didn't congratulate me. Congratulations, you're a freaking creep. Congratulations, you belong in jail. Like, I do not belong in jail, and I do not deserve to have a restraining order. I'm not, like, blowing his stuff up. I have no intention of going back there. I may have had high expectations, but... And then there's all the talk about this upcoming music video. I thought, what if he's literally just going to have whoever shows up, he's going to be like, all right, congratulations, you won the secret prize. You're going to show up in a music video, and let me drop, now get out. Now get out. I'll call you when we're ready, or something like that. Like, I was imagining all sorts of things, and I couldn't really put it in the video at the time.
Oh my god. Cranberries inside of breaded goods. There's nothing like cranberries instead of breaded goods. Hey! Do you even like Shock Tarts? Because somewhere, at some point, you said you like sour candy, and Shock Tarts are just the right amount of chewy and sour. And I grew up with, we used to have bags of Shock Tarts they used to sell in the Walmart, but they don't do that anymore. I brought you Shock Tarts. I thought you'd like them, but I also understand if you like threw them away, because some people don't trust like food. But I tried to tie it in a Walmart bag to tell you, like, it wasn't tampered with. Like, I bought it, tied it. Did Jacqueline like her gift? I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. Once it left my hands, it was no longer my concern. I just got a whole bunch of fruits and vegetables and awesome foods. I need this blanket for a minute. And awesome foods. I want to do like a food haul and like why these are good foods and stuff video. So, I've always been a really insecure person, but I've never really, I suppose I've been a pushover, but it's not lasted for long. But I've never really been a pushover. Like, what you're like, my aggressiveness is there for a lack of confidence sometimes. And I've gotten a lot more confidence in recent years than I've had before. But I'm a very submissive personality. Most of the time, I suppose it depends on who it is, but it depends on their energy and how it resonates with me. But if somebody tells me, you know, shut up and sit down, like, I'm like, all right. It's just, my parents can't do that though. My mother and my father, a volcano will just melt everything down. It'll never work for them. My mother and father cannot order me to do things. Only non-blood. You have to be non-blood. If you are blood related to me, you cannot tell me what to do. Not now. But if you're like not blood related to me, a lot of times I will just sit down and shut up. But I have this hyper aggression that comes out because I have so much I want to say at once, and I can't. And that, like, I just had so much to say to him. And I actually wanted to ask him, mainly I wanted to thank him in person. I had no desire to meet them ever, and it would have sufficed. I had already been thinking out for a while about thanking them for their influence and, like, you know, being creators, creating the things that they make, just thanking them for their efforts. You know, yes, for me personally, but just thanking them. Like, I could put some faggy spin on it, like, but it would have sufficed on you now to just do it in person. But you posted that video, and you changed everything. And then I changed everything. You agreed to this by posting that video, and I altered your timeline. I affected your world. And yes, I'm proud of it. And you can roll with that too. But I don't want you guys to feel violated. I really thought you were going to congratulate me. I really thought you were going to be like, well, congratulations, but you should have contacted me. I kind of knew someone was going to show up. The first person who shows up, I'm going to put this video. Okay, nobody else. Like, I thought it was going to show something like that. But then you started saying, I didn't think anybody would show up. And I started to, like, feel really disappointed in this pedestal I had put you on. But again, what I'm sensing is not yet conscious. And that could be just the mental illness. But I believe that you have not had your metamorphosis yet. And along with that, along with burning away, along with, you know, coming out of your shedding and becoming something else, something, you know, the young you is still in the front mind, and this old you will come out one day. I don't know, that sounds stupid, but I want to comment on people who are like, oh, he burned that headdress, that's offensive. You don't know what it means to burn something personally of yours. That headdress does not belong to anybody else. It may resemble another culture, but that headdress is his, and it embodies all of his energy, and it's a form, it's a destructive form to birth new life. Yeah, what he was doing, my impression, I can't speak to what he was actually doing, but what he was doing, how can you say, how dare you burn that? That's not your call to make. He was going through his own metamorphosis. He had to do his own shedding. He was shedding in his own way. It's not a native headdress. It's a social repose headdress. Even if a native made it, did a native chief wear it? All of your arguments are placed in a different context. This is his headdress. It's taken on a whole new life. He's his own universe and his own culture, apparently. I wonder if he has watched the Mothman Prophecy Chronicles film 2002. Anyway, you could just Google the Mothman West Virginia mythology, and you'd find out what you need. Native American curses, whatnot. Time-traveling reapers. Kind of like these things show up when a lot of people are going to, you know, terrible disasters or whatnot. these things show up. They like sense it. But I love the Mothman stuff. You can call me all the other things. I probably deserve to be called a creep and a stalker and everything else. But I do not deserve to go to jail or have a restraining order put on me. It's not like I've been sending letters to Richie's house. I have no intention of showing up there ever again. I have no intention of leaking his address or anything. You know, everything I shared was public information. First of all, even sharing the state route that he shared, and you know, a professional video editor made no effort to blur out any of these street names. That's a U.S. state route, and it's huge. Sharing that is not problematic. It's not an issue. It's completely, first of all, it's completely legal because he released that, but it's not like I would share his address. And he says he showed a picture of his house. Please be more defined. Just because you delete the video does not mean I don't know exactly what's in there. Remember, I did a lot of work, supposedly the stalker, I know what's in there. You did not just show a picture of your house. You showed the aerial view of your Google Maps, and you did say that. But all I have to do, Richie, is find it and click on it, and it just gives me the address. It took me an hour.
I think I double-checked because I think somebody else would have got lost on the other end and possibly got in danger because of what you posted. Granted, we put ourselves in that position, but good thing I checked, and good thing I know what I'm doing. I left when you asked me to, after a couple times, and getting a hug and a picture. But I'm grateful, dude. But I got more than I asked for. All he wanted was, you could have, I would have had to own it and take it. If you said, no, I'm not comfortable with giving a picture, I would have had to accept that, because that was not part of the bargain. Just like I was walking up there thinking, I should, like, tweet him, like, can you come get me or something? Or, like, I thought about contacting you. And like I said, I had this feeling that it would happen like this, I should contact you. But then I thought, no. He said that if I make it out here, if I make it here, and I thought you used the specific words, if you make it here, because I thought my end of the bargain was to make it all the way there. Not halfway, not some other way, not down the street. And while I was down the street, I actually thought that, like, should I contact him now? Because I didn't know if I was going in the right direction, and I was starting to get nervous. And I said, no, I was told I have to make it all the way there, and then I'll get my note. And I figured you would be like, oh, congratulations, listen, you know, you do realize, like, I can't let you, like, leave you, like, unsupervised or, like, sleep over or something. I figured it'd be something like that. You know, I can't, like, let you in my house, for too long, but, come in, sit, charge your phone, and I'll give you a ride to the bus station or something. I literally thought this was
an Easter egg. Thank you, blog, for bringing that to my attention. I thought.
But it was that easy. All I did was put together the map you used with all the landmarks you were so kind to point out around it, like the trees through the barn. One tweet, and you provide Tapahonic already. It was, like, so easy. It was so easy. And I just want to virtue signal a little bit here. I really thought, like, at first when I was like, this is not real. This is not real. No way nobody would do this unless it was planned. I was like, oh my God, I thought about asking 4chan for help. And then I was like, no, that is a terrible idea for them. Like, really dangerous for them. I have no idea who's on 4chan at any given time. It could be anybody that doesn't care about his, the stuff that doesn't care about the art that he creates. So I even thought about going to, like, a Reddit or a forum that likes his stuff. But ultimately, I spoke to a few friends of mine, and yes, I have seen an attorney of the day before I left, and I spoke to, even my father said this is a publicity stunt. He's doing this for a publicity stunt, and my father was very upset that I was left on the side of the road, but I told my dad not to do anything about it, and he had these ideas, but it's cool anyway, because, like, nothing came of it. I told him just to, like, leave it alone, and I had, I thought, like, this is, So I am thinking about asking the blog if I can release this information, but it's mine to release anyway, and I kind of don't want the blog to say I contacted him first before I say I contacted. So I contacted the blog. I'm the one who asked the blog to do this, and I also contacted Drama Alert. And I did that because I was just being an ass at the time, and I was really upset and crying, and I just was just so, like, I understood, but I couldn't believe you actually did that to me. I couldn't believe that Jacqueline was, like, I understood, but really, like, I wasn't that unstable, it was just hyper. That was tame for me. And, I decided to just stop DMing, Drama Alert, because I thought I was annoying them, and I thought it was just kind of disgusting of me to be contacting all these drama channels. But now I'm really happy I contacted the blog, because the blog did a great job. I love that blog. That blog. It's all about that blog. Wait, does the Blarg have a Patreon? Can I support the Blarg too? So, I decided to support Richie on Patreon a lot more than I was planning to, because I like the perk. Hopefully he doesn't delete it before it's fulfilled, after he clearly said that he didn't think it was for him. That'll be annoying. You know, but I was already planning on supporting Richie on Patreon for like $1 before that video ever existed. I just hadn't gotten around to it. And after all this, I felt really, like, not like really bad, but I felt like, does he really feel like I forced this on him? And all right, since you're having a hard time admitting your stuff, I'm gonna backpedal myself. I'm gonna say, like, I get, you know, and I just felt like I should support you, because if you really feel violated, then whatever. I'm gonna try to make it right, and I don't know, maybe you'll address me by my name and not that girl. That girl! But, or, you know, maybe you'll address me by something worse, but, look, I know you don't give a shit about me, but I care about your well-being, but I don't care about you, like, you know, he doesn't want to be my friend. Like, I make jokes, like friends, but, like, I have a lot, like, I don't really want anyone near me right now. I wish I could have somebody near me, but I just don't feel like I can trust anybody, like, at all. And when I start to think I'm bugging people too much, I just, like, back away and I don't talk, and then I get worried they think, like, I don't like them, but it's not that. I get so freaked out, and I don't want to, like, leave my bubble, and I really like this hoodie. This hoodie makes me feel really secure. I'm not your fangirl, dude. Like, I just really appreciate everything. I just really like this hoodie. I like the music. I like some of the music. Not all of it. Some of it's kind of, like, teen boppy. But, you know, that's what you were doing at that time. That's how it had to be built from. Whatever. I don't know why am I explaining this? So you can, but, like, even if he had just handed me the milk and congratulated me and shut the door, I still would have been like, shit. And I would have had to figure out some way to get back, and it was a good thing he told me which way to go, because I would have gone the wrong way, and that was the long, long way. But I got more than was agreed upon. I don't know, man, like, at that point, I wanted to just shoot the shit with you, you know? Like, I wanted to just talk. And sometimes I get the urge to talk to you on You Now, just because now it's, like, developing into a thing. Like, I know you through awkward and disturbing interactions. These people hate me. Your goons think I belong in jail or a loony bin. They want to take my rights away to my body. These people literally said this to me, that they want to take the rights away to my body. And your comment sits there the way it does, and the only thing you've mentioned of the matter is how you guess it started from you. Oh, you guess it's not your fault, but you get, you know, it started with you, and you go, oh, I guess. Like, no, say a video, not where it's like, oh, this girl came to my house, like, I didn't watch that for like 3 days. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. But say a video where what you actually did. Even if you have to be like, look, it wasn't like I didn't show my address. Like, she did have to do some work. But tell them, I did say these words, and I did post my location, and this was because I started this. And, you know, maybe I appeared unstable, and it was just, he kept saying, like, tactics.
Alright, we're good now.
Alright. Can I just use your first name? This is my friend, Brittknee.
Yeah.
So, I arrived at his house on May 23rd, and it was 3 weeks from prior to that when he posted the video. And when he posted the video, I mean, I was really proud of myself because I had a really bad idea at first. I was like, let me ask 4chan for help. And then, like, no.
No. You never want to do that.
No, that's that. And you helped me with that. And that could also be really dangerous for him. Like, that could put them in actual danger.
And that was my whole thing with it. Like, we all know what 4chan does and what they can do and what they will do. So you don't go to 4chan for things like this because of privacy and, and he was worried about stranger danger. Like, 4chan will bring you stranger danger.
So
that's me.
I started to look for it by myself, and it really didn't take me much. Just from the information he provided on his Twitter and the Google Maps he provided, all I had to do was click on his house, and it gave me the address right there. I found it within an hour. It wasn't hard.
And that's a lesson in itself to everybody out there. It's not that hard to track someone down on the internet. It takes very little Google foo to track somebody down. Your address, your name, a lot of your sensitive information is public record, and it can be very easily found. And
I just want to. Oh yeah, I'll make that a separate video. I'm gonna have to state that. just to say, if anybody finds my house, I did not post a map. I'm not gonna release my house, my address. I'm not going to release my location. So if anybody does dox me and find my information, like, you don't have permission to come to my house. But obviously, but no, I wanted to make a separate video saying you have to make an appointment to come to my house. It's just saying that right there. No matter who you are, you have to make an appointment to come to my house.
I don't care who you are.
In light of all of this, I would like to make that video. Please make an appointment before you come to my house. And how would you feel if you were stalked? I would answer them from the top window, and I would ask them to leave, and then I would call the police. But since I left when he asked me to leave, after a couple times he asked me to leave. But anyway, when I found the video, I really couldn't believe it was real. I spent how long calling you back saying, I can't believe this is real.
Like a whole day. Even after you had found him, you just kept calling me back saying, I can't believe I found him. I can't believe I did this.
He knew what he was doing. I really believe this was like an Easter egg or something.
I think this is the internet where you literally have to make note when you're being sarcastic about something. Like, he could have made that whole video, but then at the end been like, and just in case you didn't get it, sarcasm intended. Like, that's all he had to do. All he had to do was put a little caveat or something at the end to let people know. But he didn't. And, if you watch that video and take it at face value, like, I would have done the same thing. I'd have been like, all right, bro, I got you. I do this.
Even if he was like, I can't let you in the house, but here's the glass of milk, he was not obligated to give me a picture or a hug. I'm grateful, dude. That was awesome, but the first thing you said to me was... I won't deny that he definitely handled it as best he could. He definitely did.
The situation was dumped in his lap.
I would have
appreciated
if he, could have let me charge my phone, but he did handle it well. He handled it well. He was as nice as he could be to me. He wasn't that rude, but he could have let me charge my phone. But what was the first thing that you said to me when I said... should I do this? People are asking me, oh, why didn't anyone stop you?
Oh, you called me up, and you were all excited, and it was right after you had found him. You called me and told me about it, and then you called me and told me you found him, and I was like, obviously do it. This would be awesome publicity. This would be great publicity for you, great publicity for him. This could be a whole thing. And I'm the more normal one here.
And, it hurt my feelings, but, I'm fine. I was fine. I knew what I was doing. I'm capable of traveling. I am a travel vlogger. I was on vacation, and, the video's already reached about...
Yeah, your feelings got hurt. Yeah, your fifis got hurt, but that's all they are, fifis.
Fifis? What is that?
Feelings.
Oh, the great thing is I don't even like milk. And,
yeah, we don't even drink milk.
People are like, well, I do, but I don't like it as much anymore. I'm trying to let it go again. But, people are saying oh, she's using her mental disabilities as an excuse. So they're mine to use.
And I don't even see it as you using it as an excuse.
I kind of am, though. I mean, they're legitimate. I have that. It's hard for me to communicate, but I don't care.
Like, oh, what's wrong with this girl? Why would she think it's okay? And
because
that is what you tell
was
them.
okay.
It's not that you're using it as an excuse. It's that you're offering it as explanation, and that's the key difference here.
I mean, they can think what they want. It's just like,
I
apologize. I do feel sorry if they felt violated. She keeps making vlogs about me. I'm gonna be like the next Joy Sparkle. She's made 50 videos about me. Stop stalking this man. I don't. Because I just got into her content. You know, it's much less personal for me.
How are you gonna call somebody a stalker for doing something you dared them to do?
I followed directions.
Like, legitimately. It was like a legit invitation.
It was a quest.
A dare.
I completed the quest.
He basically said,
here's a map.
I'll dare you to find my house.
Here's a map. Can you complete the quest?
Like, I could understand it was sarcasm if he didn't provide any seriously identifying information. But, dude, you put a map up. You said, here's a map. I live there. Don't find me, really. What? That's not how that works.
Oh, man. But his girlfriend does have legitimate... His girlfriend does have legitimate anxieties around stalkers, though. But I understand that. I do. I do, too. I showed him...
having anxiety about stalkers. And as her boyfriend, he should have thought of that. He should have taken that into consideration before he made and posted a video on the internet telling people to come to his house.